I wanted to do a quick one on this for anyone that's experienced a plateau, especially if you were losing weight and then you started working out and then you plateaued and you couldn't figure out why. I've experienced this a few times in my life. If you follow my channel, you know I talk about the two modes in my life. I'm either jacked or fit. I'm either jacked or fat. I wish my options were jacked or fit. Um, I'm either in this mode or I'm eating healthy and I'm in the gym and looking great, feeling great, or I'm killing double cheeseburgers for breakfast and I'm a slug. So, I've had my, weight loss battles several times in life. But I've also experienced that plateau many times and it can demotivate you. And I'm doing it right now. My first thing was I wanted to lose a few pounds. I wanted to get some of my muscle and become a little more athletic. So I kind of went on a diet kick. And for me, I don't try to do it all at once anymore because it's just I'm too busy with life and work and stuff, and I'll just give up. So I'm like, I'm gonna get my diet under control, and then I'm gonna work on the gym part. Boom, got the diet under control, eating about 2,000 calories a day, trying to eat some clean food, cut out all sugar, dropping weight like crazy. A pound here, 2 pounds there. 3, 4 weeks in, down 15, 20 pounds feeling good, right? That initial weight loss of this, you stop eating the sugar and the crap and the junk and the fast food and processed food. And first few pounds, this always seems to come off really easy. I was like, man, this is a really good pace. I feel like I got my cravings under control. I'm not binging. I'm in the right mind frame to now add in the exercise. Because, I'm a big dude. I'm the size of a linebacker. I got a tremendous amount of muscle. It does not take much to set off my hunger. And then when I'm hungry, I want to eat. Like I want a Chipotle burrito the size of a Doberman for lunch. Like that's how I am. So I knew like trying to like go into a calorie deficit and working out right from the get go would have been tough because I'd just be hungry nonstop. And which is the thing, right? It's hard to diet and not be hungry. If you're going to be in a calorie deficit or you're used to eating a lot of calories and then you go into a calorie deficit, you're going to feel hungry. As I always tell myself, you're not losing weight if you don't feel a little bit hungry. If you're full all day, I don't know if you're losing weight. So I knew once I started working out, then I was going to fuel my hunger even more. So I had to get that diet under control. Good news is, I started working out and I didn't have that like massive like need to go just consume a bunch of like protein, and I was more hungry, but I was able to overcome that and just eat good food and pick and choose my battles. Like I don't snack all day. I try to eat a light breakfast and then like two big meals, and that's how I make myself feel full. If I snack all day, then it just leads to binging. Because at some point I need to feel full. So it's cool. Got the diet going, losing the weight, got the exercise in, started doing cardio, started lifting, and start watching the scale, and I'm not losing weight. And I'm like, okay, it's normal. You're probably you're putting that old muscle back on, and I remember reading over the years and just talking to my doctor about stuff, and he's like, look, you start working out, you start doing cardio, and if your muscles are sore, you got you got inflammation going on. You have inflammation going on. You're retaining water, and he's like, on top of it, and I think I read this online too. If you go from like being completely sedentary and you start doing cardio and lifting, your body starts creating more red blood cells. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving any kind of doctor advice. I am just regurgitating things that I've heard and learned over the years. So essentially, I think your body can produce up to an extra pint or maybe even a liter of more blood over that like initial month of doing more cardio, of lifting weights, and that in itself adds to some of your weight gain. And then you add in, granted it's a small amount, but you are kind of you're creating something, right? You're holding on to more water. And then you're especially hanging on to more water when you start lifting weights and you have more inflammation. Think about how much water your muscles could hang on to if your entire body's sore. You're doing squats and deadlifts and all this stuff. So I told myself, don't get discouraged. you've done this multiple times. You've heard what the doctor said about inflammation and red blood cells, blah 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 blah. So I don't get discouraged. I'm used to it now. So I went from a steady clip of losing weight to a plateau. Now, the one thing I did learn to do is at that point to stay off the scale and use the measuring tape. And what I noticed over the next 2 weeks as I'm on this fitness journey is the scale wasn't changing much, but, and I just said stay off the scale. I can't stay off the scale. I have to do it. But it's good. It's best practice to just stay off the scale during this period of time. But the scale's not moving, but the measuring tape is. Like I saw, like my stomach is getting smaller, for example. Looking in the mirror, I'm seeing more muscle definition. In my triceps and my shoulders and my traps. I'm seeing my body composition change, but the scale's not changing because again, you're creating more red blood cells. You're retaining water. Your muscles are taking on more nutrients, and this technically isn't bad weight gain. At this period of time, you're just kind of exchanging fat loss for like water and blood. So after about 2 weeks, though, then the scale started going back down again. I would guess I probably lost a couple more pounds of fat though in that 2 week period, even though the scale didn't change much. And I think it's tough because if you don't understand these things, it's so easy to get discouraged. Because, like I said, I've done this multiple times. I was in the, got out of shape, got into bodybuilding. Got out of shape again, got into powerlifting and like strongman type training and got out of shape again. And so you do this bouncing back and forth and the roller coaster, but it's hard. It's just hard. But when you fully understand the game, it's like there's no way I'm in a calorie deficit and I'm eating good food every day. And I'm not lying to myself. If I ate 2,000 calories, I ate 2,000 calories. If I was aiming for 2,000 calories and I ate 2,500, I don't try to lie to myself and say you ate 2,000. It's honest conversation. Like I ate 2,500 today. A lot of people they don't measure their food out by grams. They pour heavy portions. I talk about peanut butter toast in that way. It's people who think they have like a peanut butter toast for breakfast, they probably have like 2 servings of peanut butter, but they're only counting the calories as one. If you're very honest with yourself and you're in a calorie deficit and exercise and you're losing weight. And now I know you understand these things now. You understand the inflammation part. You understand how your body, when you start exercising, might gain some weight. And then you don't get discouraged. And then, 2 to 4 weeks later, scale starts dropping again. But I've talked to so many people that have done something similar where they don't have that like initial weight loss, or they might even gain weight. I remember listening to a conversation at a gym. Some guy was talking about getting on. He's an older dude, probably like 50. He got on TRT thinking he was going to lose weight, and he ended up gaining like 10 pounds because he's gaining muscle. But his body composition probably changed quite a bit. So when you look at that, it's like all these things, hormone, and so there's things that can affect your body on a day-to-day basis, how much water your body's holding, how much sodium. You just have to, if you know you're eating a clean diet, just keep eating clean, keep eating healthy, keep exercising. And instead of trying to get on a scale every day or even every week, over the course of a month, if you're using the measuring tape and the scale in the mirror, and you're just eating clean and exercising, screw the plateau. Maybe you're gaining muscle, maybe for whatever reason, sodium or hormones, you're just retaining more weight at this particular moment. If you just go 3 months of just eating clean and exercising, then you're going to lose the weight. But it's so easy to just give up because in that first couple of weeks, it's like you start off and then you stop losing weight and you can't figure out why. Well, a lot of times it's just exercise. You're starting to put more work into the gym. You're starting to lift heavier, more reps. You're going to the gym more often. And then the scale plateaus. But it doesn't mean your body's not getting in better shape. Anyways, I'm going through this again as I, go back on another fitness journey. And I ran into so many people in life that talk about plateaus, or I'm not losing weight, or I'm demotivated, or I'm discouraged, or I got on the scale on Sunday and I didn't lose any weight this week. And I tried so hard. And, then they end up, binge eating because it's like, what's the point? They give up and they go eat a bunch of crap. And it's like, man, you probably actually lost like a pound of fat this week and you just don't know it because you're just carrying an extra pound of like muscle and water right now. Man, persistence pays off. You gotta stay in the game long enough to win. Um, Again, I went a few weeks here where the scale just wasn't moving, but goddamn was that measuring tape moving. Like it was getting smaller and smaller. My traps are starting to get back to where they were. They're blowing out. My shoulder caps are coming out. You just you got to keep going though. You can't just look at the scale and say I got this goal weight in mind. There's this number I want to hit. Like there's 3 points in my life where I had like three different bodies. There was like 6'1". I had my 225 body. I had my 240 body, which I was the happiest with. That's like probably where I was strong and athletic, and like 265 where I was incredibly strong. Really wasn't carrying a tremendous amount of fat, but you just feel heavy. And like 225 was, I mean that's probably where I'm trying to go now. I'm probably trying to go like 225, 230, and I don't know where my body's gonna end up. We'll see. Just because I got a number in my head, I need to look in the mirror. You see how clothes fit. I don't know exactly where my body composition is going to end up. Like right now, I'm doing, a lot of 5x5 type lifts, um, doing way more compound movements. I'm working on other things that's more around athleticism and not so much around brute strength, which, whatever. 5x5s, people that argue around brute strength. I'm just not a high rep kind of person. Maybe I end up at 230 and I'm happy. Maybe it's 220. We get these goal weights in our mind. It's like you need to look in the mirror and say I'm happy now. And you go from there because depending on how much of just lean muscle mass you have, it's hard to just pick a number. So it's like going to the bodybuilding competition and saying I want to reach X amount or a certain weight, and it's like, well, that means, what if your body fat's at like 3%? Like, then to meet that number, you're going to have to, shave off some bone, skin, or lose some muscle. It doesn't make any sense. You have to look in the mirror and say, okay, this is what I'm trying. This is my goal. This is what I'm trying to achieve. So, anyways, if you have a weight loss battle, if you're currently working on one, if you hit a plateau, if you got some ideas, some recipes, anything, drop a comment below.